To the class of 2020, we did it. We had a couple plot twists and shaky stretches, but here we are as graduates. Many people during this time like to talk about the future and the many possibilities it holds, but I would like to reflect on the past 4 years. Call me a nerd or whatever, but I honestly enjoyed school. I would not have the friends I have without it, or be the person I am today. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not allowed to complain here and there, but thinking back, it's been quite a journey. Some of you might remember Fairmont 101, being the little freshman in the huge, and I mean huge, Fairmont building. Then we worked our way up to sophomores with a year under our belts, and basically professionals at the whole high school thing. And then junior year, which turned out to be harder than we had expected, and I'm not referring to just academics. And at last, we were seniors, where the only date on our minds since the first quarter was May 8th. It's okay to admit it. High school was truly the best of times and the worst of times. After the loss of a fellow classmate, athlete, and friend, many hearts were broken and damaged, and the damage felt irreparable. However, despite the grieving, the mourning, and the sadness, we were resilient. We took a situation that hurt us in so many ways and somehow found the silver lining. We used this as motivation to work harder and put more passion to everything we do. Even months after his passing, his legacy still lives on. He sparked a sense of unity and compassion within Fairmont and the Kettering community. Though Kane Jones is not here to pick up his diploma, he is with us in spirit. We graduate and move on today in honor of him. In the end, I truly hope you treasure the good moments and learning moments as much as I will moving forward. If you don't share these experiences, then I hope college or whatever option you choose after receiving your diploma brings you fulfillment and happiness. Next, I would like to express my gratitude for the preponderance of amazing teachers. There's my mimic word of the day, so quick shout out to Miss Mann. But as I was saying, there are truly wonderful people that work at Fairmont. There are teachers like Mr. Harvey or Mrs. Monbeck that I've had for 1 year who still check up on me and casually chatted with me for 2 years after I took their class. There are teachers like Mr. Jordan, Mr. Gwynn, and Coach Hernandez, who I've never had as teachers that greet me by name and with a smile whenever they see me. Or maybe they only remember me because of my weird name, who's to say for sure. What I do know is that these teachers at Fairmont are able to see you as more than just another kid in their class and aren't afraid to make a long-lasting connection with their students. These connections are why students hang their college flag in Mr. Mitter's room, have dinner with Mrs. Baltimore, or when they return from college, or text Mrs. Braziz about their accomplishments years after graduation. Of course, the teachers I've mentioned today are not the only ones, and there are several more teachers I could name, but these are just a few of the many that have made an impact on me personally. They were also the quickest to respond about my shout out to my speech for $5. But seriously, if there's anything I want my fellow seniors to take away from this, it's that please do not be afraid to reach out to others, because making connections and having someone there could make a world of a difference. You can make someone's day. You can save a life. It's been an honor to serve as this year's United Student Body President and to be a part of the resilient Fairmont class of 2020. When people look back at our class, we must not allow ourselves to be defined as the Corona class or the online school class, but as the class that endured and, most importantly, persevered because we had each other and support systems around us to give us the extra push we needed to move forward. Thank you.
supposed to be here. This is wrong. This is not the way I had imagined addressing the class at the end of the year. I want to start by thanking my family and teachers for supporting me through high school. I've learned several valuable things from them in my life, and these things aided me along my way here at Fairmont. I learned from my parents about employing a strong work ethic and avoiding procrastination. On the other hand, I was regularly reminded that distractions are beneficial in relieving stress caused by school from my 3 younger siblings, who seem to have a multitude of them ready at all times. I have learned many things from my teachers, including, but not limited to, subject matter, knowledge useful for learning, and practical information about life. Many of the things I have learned from them led me to this point, not just in graduating, but in finishing first in the class. Along the way to this point here, my teachers have not only taught, but shown that school is not only about receiving good grades, but about the learning that is picked up along the way. Now, that may seem hypocritical coming from someone standing before you today as valedictorian, but I have found that when I focus more on the learning in any given class, the good grade will often follow because I am more engaged and informed. Throughout my high school years, thanks to the support of faculty, staff, and administration at Fairmont, I was encouraged to challenge myself by taking classes that were difficult despite my fears of a heavy workload. This became especially relevant when I chose to enter the IB Diploma program, knowing that my junior and senior years would have other activities to participate in and college applications and scholarships to fill out. This phenomenon was not unique to just me either. During our high school years, each of us pursued our education and multiple other interests, which presented constant pressure on us. Stress is a very real part of school and education, and it is important to recognize that. We all feel stressed at some point, even our salutatorian, Evan Overholzer, who could regularly be found napping either in his car or in the library during our 10th period study hall to relieve his stress from a long day. My time here has taught me that stress can also be an excellent motivator. Using stress as a positive rather than as a negative gives an excellent productivity boost and is a tactic I've picked up throughout high school and is one that I will take to college with me as well. Now, to the class of 2020. Let's face it, we've had our share of losses, things that are just wrong, like tragically losing a classmate and teammate or having the 4th quarter of our final year of high school taken away from us. Our senior year did not by any means end in the way we would have expected at the beginning of the year. So many of the things seniors look forward to every year were canceled, and many of us felt robbed from these experiences. While I looked forward to the big moments of our senior year, such as prom, senior prank day, Nerf war, and even graduation at UD Arena, I realized that I took the day-to-day occurrences of our senior year for granted once they were taken away from us. Friendships, teachers, sports, concerts, performances, and even classes all held new meaning to me once they were gone. It's not only about the losses we've endured as a class, but also about the fun we've had. Looking back, we can all see how this applies to us now, but we never would have known it then. I believe it is important to keep this in mind for our futures, as nothing is really promised or guaranteed to us. Taking in the little moments that make up our everyday life are essential, whether it's Tyler Hines carrying around a dead bumblebee to bring our baseball team good luck, it worked, or Fabrice's uncanny ability to walk into every class 2 seconds before the bell rang. These moments are vital for our appreciation of what we have while we still have it. Class of 2020, cherish and live every moment you are given, and you will live with few regrets. As I finish my thoughts, the years and times we spent together at Fairmont overshadow the ending to our senior year. While none of us got the ending we expected or wanted, we still had full high school experiences. The support from the teachers and staff here has been much appreciated, from recent things like passing out caps and gowns in the pouring rain or distributing our diplomas in the burning heat. Fairmont still gave us experiences that we would remember. The class of 2020 is one that will be built tougher and with more understanding as a result of our circumstances here. Things will return to a state of normalcy, and we will be just as ready as ever to leave our mark on society. As we go out into the world, I leave you with a quote from inspirational author Roy T. Bennett. You need to have faith in yourself. Be brave and take risks. You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. Thank you.
Students in the International Baccalaureate program are really not unlike any other hardworking student at Fairmont High School. It's just that the choice to pursue the IB Diploma, one of the most highly regarded high school accreditations, sets them on a challenging path during their junior and senior years that prepares them for further work at colleges and universities. Curriculum in the IB is guided by the learner profile, a set of attributes that guide teachers and students in their daily interactions. Students are asked to be inquirers, knowledgeable, thinkers, principled, open-minded, risk-takers, balanced, caring, communicators, and reflective. Throughout the 2 years as an IB Diploma candidate, students choose 3 classes to study over their junior and senior years. They also participate in the IB Core by writing their extended essay, a 4,000-word research investigation powered by their questions about the world around them. They also stay active in their personal life, school, and community through participation in CAS, creativity, activity, and service. The Theory of Knowledge class asks students to look at how they learn and then to apply their perceptions to the studies in their classes and the world around them. In the end, students say that their work toward the IB Diploma creates meaningful experiences and relationships and develops a drive within them that encourages success and involvement in their communities. We congratulate this year's class of IB Diploma candidates and look forward to seeing where they go in the world and the positive changes they bring within it.
I want to start by saying thank you to everyone that made this last 4 years possible, including students, parents, teachers, and more. I'm not going to pretend that our school year ended well. I know that for most people, it didn't. Personally, I wasn't upset that we didn't have to go to school every day, or that prom was canceled, or that I won't be able to walk at a graduation. None of these things were super important to me. However, less than 24 hours before weigh-ins, I found out that the state wrestling tournament was canceled, an event I had finally qualified for after years of training. It was devastating, and months later now, it still haunts me. I recognize that for others, their big moment was getting ready for prom or walking across the stage to receive a diploma. Some lost a night, a tournament, an entire sports season, or even just the final quarter of school. I'm sure others have experienced loss in ways that I can't even imagine. Put simply, a lot of it sucked. Now, I promise this isn't just to make everyone sad. The point is that we're all in a similar situation with similar lessons to pull from it. It's a unique opportunity that not every graduating class has. So I've narrowed down my thoughts to what is left in the speech. First is that every moment is fleeting. When I ran off the mat and hugged my coaches after qualifying for state, the thought never crossed my mind that it could be my last match with Fairmont. When we walked into school on March 12th, few expected that to be our last time. And for spring athletes, absolutely nobody could have foreseen the situation a year ago. We never know when our time is short or will become shorter than we thought. We've experienced firsthand how so many things can unexpectedly change and disappear in an instant. Living in the moment and trying to make the most out of every opportunity is seemingly more important. This brings me to the next point, opportunity. We're all extremely lucky to go to school here. The variety of opportunities we were provided through the school is incredible, from clubs to athletics to our CCC programs and more. It's really easy to take things for granted and choose to miss out on opportunities, like I know I have over the years. We've had the privilege to be a part of so many great things at Fairmont, and it's something that I'm very thankful for. And personally, I have a greater appreciation for a lot of things now, such as practice, sitting down in restaurants, and the pasta served at school lunch on Fridays. I believe that our staff cares immensely about us and does their best to provide us with whatever we need. The amount of work they put in for us is admirable, and I'm grateful for all of it, as many have helped me personally along the way as well. So to try to pull everything together, I think it all boils down to one thing, perspective. We've been given an opportunity to see everything through a new lens. While we had the choice to wallow and feel bad, we also had the choice to embrace the circumstances and learn from them. We can take the class of 2020 and say that's memorable in a bad way, but that doesn't really do any good. I think that we should see it for the opportunity to face adversity and to move forward and overcome. In the future, we'll be able to look back at this point in time and appreciate whatever life grants us and reflect on our own resilience. So thank you again, and congratulations to my fellow classmates. Go Birds.
Music students led by our seniors had another fantastic year in the classroom, on the field, and on the stage. This fall, the 260-member Marching Firebirds earned superior ratings at each competition they entered and were named the Grand Champion Band at the Loveland Invitational. Jazz band seniors Roman Hellard and Jacob Slomko both received Outstanding Soloist Awards at the prestigious Essentially Ellington High School Jazz Festival held at the UC College Conservatory of Music. The Symphonic Chorale was slated to perform at the Music for All National Music Festival in Indianapolis. They were one of only 12 choirs in the nation to be invited to this exclusive event, and unfortunately the event was one of the first national music events canceled due to the pandemic. All 4 curricular choirs qualified for the OMEA State Adjudicated event this year, and this is the first time that 4 Fairmont choirs have received this state-level distinction. The Symphony Orchestra earned straight superior ratings from all adjudicators at the OMEA State Orchestra event. Senior Christian Knopp was selected as a member of the OMEA All-State Orchestra and performed with the top 100 high school musicians from Ohio at the OMEA State Conference in Cincinnati. Christian and fellow senior Aiden Sullivan were also members of the Dayton Philharmonic Youth Orchestra. Band department awards this year included the Clark Haynes Leadership Award, won by Spencer Morlock, the Dan Nakora Jazz Award, Jacob Slomko, the Director's Award went to Scott McElfresh, and the John Philip Sousa Award went to Jacob Slomko. 9 senior music students auditioned, were accepted, and have committed to university music programs. They include Scott McElfresh, Ryan Boyer, Madeline Taphorn, Jacob Slomko, Alyssa McNeilis, Sophie Arcusa, Carmen Bruno, Aiden Sullivan, and Christian Knopp. These seniors were awarded scholarships ranging from partial tuition to full ride scholarships, with Christian Knopp receiving the Premier Young Artist Award, given to only 5 students at the prestigious Jacobs School of Music at Indiana University. Congratulations to all of our senior musicians.
On behalf of the Fairmont Athletic Department, staff, and coaches, I would like to congratulate the class of 2020 Firebird student athletes. We are so proud of each and every one of you for all of your accomplishments over your high school career, and would like to take a minute to highlight a few of these achievements. First team honors in the Greater Western Ohio Conference is very special. The following athletes earned first team All GWalk: Trey Baker, football; Joel O'Brien, football; Seth Tyson, boys soccer; Carrie Soder, cheerleading; Madison Bartley, girls basketball; Madeline Westbeld, girls basketball; Nevin Snodgrass, wrestling. And a special congratulations to Madeline Westbeld for being selected as All-Conference and Player of the Year in the GWalk. Qualifying for state-level competition is a tremendous honor and accomplishment for coaches and athletes. This year we celebrate our district champions and regional runner-up girls basketball team. We also celebrate wrestlers Evan Overholzer and district champion and 4-time state qualifier Nevin Snodgrass. The Fairmont Athletic Department major award winners include Bill Yike Memorial Scholarship, Abby Tharp, and Garrett Danielson. Nancy Benedum Award, Madeline Westbeld. Sherm Bowser Award, Nevin Snodgrass. Joanne Ray Award, Jenna Eggleston. And the Finley Pugh Award, Evan Overholzer. For many athletes, high school sports is their last chance to compete in organized sports. For some, their academic and athletic talents offer them a chance to play collegiate athletics. This year, we had 25 athletes commit to play sports in college. Some of those schools include University of Dayton, Belmont University, Brown University, University of Northern Iowa, University of Notre Dame, and the United States Military Academy. High school athletes who have reached their pinnacle in their sport are celebrated not only across the state, but across the entire United States of America. Congratulations to Nevin Snodgrass and Madeline Westbeld for their athletic success. Nevin was named a Wrestling USA All-American. Madeline Westbeld was named a McDonald's All-American, Max Preps USA Top 25 Female Athlete, and the Gatorade Ohio Player of the Year. We are so proud of our athletes for their commitment and grit during their time as a Firebird and wish them continued success in the years to come.
Fairmont's Career Tech programs prepare students for their future college and/or career pursuits. The class of 2020 has earned over 2,000 semester hours of college credit to help them get ahead in their post-secondary training. They have also earned many industry credentials that will help make them more marketable in the workforce. Fairmont's Career Tech Center is very proud to honor our Career Tech student organization winners from the class of 2020. The large list of state and national winners, despite most competitions being canceled this year, shows just how successful this class has been over their last 2 years in the CTC. highlighted by international hosts of 5th place winner Carly Moyer from the Allied Health Program and marketing program student Sophie Groover's International DECA Top Performance Medal. The Fairmont CTC is so proud of all of our student competition winners, and we can't wait to see how successful all of our students become in the future.
think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home, I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. Wind that makes the tall grass bend into leaning. Suddenly the raindrops that fall have a meaning, sprinkling the seeds makes it all so clean. Maybe there's a chance for me to go back now that I have some direction. It would sure be nice to be back home where there's love and affection. And just maybe I can convince time to slow up, giving me enough time in my life to grow up. Time be my friend, let me start again. Suddenly my world's gone and changed its face, but I still know where I'm going. I have had my mind spin around in space, and yet I've watched it growing. Oh, if you listen, God, please don't make it hard to know if we should believe the things that we see. Tell us, should we try and stay? Should we run away? Or would it be better just to let things be? Living here in this brand new world might be a fantasy, but it taught me to love. So it's real, it's so real to me. And I've learned that we must look
Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight for the first ever and hopefully last virtual graduation ceremony for the class of 2020 at Fairmont High School. For a high school the size of Fairmont to be successful, we have to receive support from many different levels. We are so lucky to have a Board of Education that makes decisions to put student needs first. Please join me in thanking our Board of Education. President, Mr. Jim Ambrose, Vice President, Mr. Toby Henderson, Member, Miss Julie Gilmore, Member, Mrs. Jennifer Kane, and Member, Mrs. Lori Parks. District level administration is vital to the success we have at Fairmont. These leaders provide us opportunities at FHS to continue to grow as educators and support us as we strive to meet the needs of all Fairmont students. Please join me in thanking our superintendent, Mr. Scott Inskeep, the Assistant Superintendent of Human Capital, Mr. Ken Miller, the Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, Mr. Dan Von Handorf, our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Dan Shaw, the Director of Business Services, Mr. Ken Lackey, the Supervisor of Student Services, Mr. Rick Early, the Coordinator of Secondary Teaching and Learning, Dr. Sherry Alexander, Chief Technology Officer, Mr. Chris Merritt, the Coordinator of Community Relations and Auxiliary Services, Mrs. Carrie Basson, and our Supervisor of Special Education, Mrs. Jenny Smith. Our students at Fairmont are surrounded by some of the most caring, compassionate, smart, and dedicated educators I have ever been around. The impact COVID-19 had on education, especially our seniors, was immense. The following folks stepped out of their comfort zone and succeeded at providing high-quality education during a difficult time in our world. Please join me in thanking our Career Tech Principal, Mrs. Liz Jensen, our Central Unit Principal, Mr. Andy White, East Unit Principal, Mr. Tim Johnson, South Unit Principal, Mr. Jeff Renshaw, West Unit Principal, Ms. Jenny Britton, our Athletic Director, Mr. Chris Weaver, and the Coordinator of Special Education, Ms. Mary Conlon. Last but not least, our teachers are at the forefront of everything we do with students on a daily basis. This group of educators continues to amaze me. They are more than just teachers of content. They strive to meet the needs of every student and are determined to make sure each student finds success at Fairmont. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of the teachers at Fairmont High School. Graduates, you deserve the biggest thank you of all. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I tweet out a daily quote each morning of the school year. During the quarantine, I came across the following quote: "When life gives you 100 reasons to cry, show life that you have 1,000 reasons to smile." As you heard from Fabrice, Chris, and Evan, the last few months gave you some reasons to cry. On Thursday, March 12th, I was sitting in a meeting with building leaders, and we were speculating on what it may look like if we were to switch over to e-learning for the first few weeks of fourth quarter. During this meeting, Governor DeWine announced that schools would be closed until Monday, April 6th, to help mitigate the spread of the coronavirus. What we did not know was that this day would be the last day of normal school at Fairmont for the year and for your career. In the weeks following this day, we had to make some very tough decisions in regards to expectations for online learning, grading, prom, the senior awards ceremony, graduation, and on and on and on. Every decision we made, I knew was going to impact you as you were missing out on one of the most exciting times of your high school career. Yes, these were disappointing times, but I believe the times you smiled far outnumbered the times you cried during your time at Fairmont. Right now, I want you to think about your favorite teacher or teachers. Think about the times when you were successful on a test or a project when you thought you were not prepared. Think about all of the grueling work you put in on the field, court, or mat to be rewarded with a victory over a rival. Think about the times you were dreading the 100-degree weather to be rewarded by receiving a superior rating at a competition. Think about what it feels like to raise over $350,000 for local charities and beat Centerville all 4 years in Spirit Chain. Think about the time you helped out one of your peers during a difficult time. Think about the friends you've made and the special moments that have connected you to your high school career. Finally, think about the fact that no matter the challenges, you have been rewarded by earning a Fairmont High School diploma. I hope these thoughts, as well as other special memories during your time at Fairmont, help bring a smile to your face and help you remember all of the great times you had at KFHS. You have experienced something that most likely no other graduating class at Fairmont will ever experience. Do not dwell on the negatives of the pandemic. Think about the challenges you have had to overcome and how you can turn them into positives. Your high school career is officially over, but you now have the opportunity to lead. Some of you will lead by heading to college or pursue a higher education. Some of you will be leaving for the military to protect the United States of America. Some of you will take your skills and begin working immediately. No path is the right path, and no path is the wrong path. But each of you has the opportunity to put your mark on this world and push us towards a better future. Be a leader, care about other people, and always make decisions that will not just benefit you, but will benefit those you care about, those in your community, and even those that you may never meet. I am so proud and honored to be your principal, and I am excited to say, Mr. Ambrose and the Kettering City Schools Board of Education, the senior class of 2020 has met the graduation requirements put forth by the Kettering City School District and the Ohio Department of Education. It is my pleasure to present to you the class of 2020 for the awarding of diplomas.
What a great day here in Kettering. No one's going to forget when you graduated, that's for sure. An incredible year, incredible class. All the things that were just said are more impressive than you can imagine. The list of accomplishments are impressive. Congratulations, seniors. You make us proud to be residents of Kettering and members of the Board of Education. After careful consideration, it is our honor to grant permission to award the senior class of 2020 their Fairmont High School diplomas. Congratulations.
Ian James Adams, Reem Heber Al-Saab, Abdullah Ihsan Mohammed Fahil Al-Azawi, Avery Ann Alberts, Kuthar Bakr Al-Husseini, Lucian Riley Allen, Sophia Mia Arcusa, Scott Allen Armstrong II, Andrew J. Arrowwood, Travis Wayne Asbury, Brett Anthony Baker, Garrett Allen Baker, Trey Thomas Baker, John Michael Bayless, Jerry Philip Banks, Brandon Joseph Barton, Catherine Elizabeth Beach, Abigail Paige Baris, Lauren Elena Beneke, Kyle Austin Bennett, Emily Elizabeth Burmick, Kaylee Cheyenne Biller, Megan Roberta Bingaman, Hunter Jennings Blevins, Jada Lynn Boggs, Allison Nicole Bowles, Brandy Lavon Brandenburg, Angel Lee Brassfield, Kayla Nicole Brest, Carmen Rosa Bruno, Hannah Elizabeth Bryant, Malia Rashay Bushy, Dylan Michael Cahill, Deontay Lee Campbell, Molly Juliana Campbell, Emma Grace Criswell, Carter Matthew Klein, Alexander Thomas Collins, Connor Matthew Collins, Juliana Grace Combs, John Charles Conley, Tristan James Coons, Benjamin Michael Cox, Ryan Joseph Cox, China Amani Lee Crane, Michael Jamil Cranford, Alex John Zarnata, Will Robson Sina de Santana de Hare, Brooklyn Jade Elise Dahlheim, Garrett Richard Danielson, Muad Dauga, Sophia DeVico, Majela Yamari Laniqua Davis, Michael Joseph Dell, Christian James Denault, Kayla Nicole Dieterle, Uwu Yoho, Ganya Jamel, Jordan Christopher Dotson, Austin John Dews, Maxwell Xavier Dykes, Jenna Rose Eggleston, Rory Elizabeth Elam, Jacob Tyler Ernst, Ramika Monet Charlacetta Evans, Jacob Brady Feltner, Michael Wayne Fisher, Daniel Lawrence Fouch Jr., Derek Joel Foster, Haley May Foster, Alexandra Frango Mikalos, Lakin Paige France, Lydia Eileen Fries, Alina Gail Freiberger, Hannah Elizabeth Fuller, Andrew Michael Gibson, Laura Lynn Gibson, Marcus Ryan Gillespie, Jalen Tavion Gilliard, Melinda Renee Now, Kelsey Ann Nysdowski, Devin Crossley Gober, Elizabeth Madison Goodman, Haley Nicole Goosey, Joseph Charles Green, Brooke Haley Grimes, Ryan James Haas, Matthew Christopher Hazlett, Caleb Allen Hall, Nicholas Sean Hall, Nicholas Scott Harbor, Kelsey Nicole Harmer, Cameron Christopher Hauser, Colton Wayne Hayworth, Emily Christine Heinball, Benjamin Tanner Heinrich, Roman Matthew Hellard, Ikram Hinaway, Noah Douglas Henry, Owen Henry Hill, Mitchell Lee Hilty, Tyler Russell Hines, Rachel Eleanor Hobson, Malachi Joshua Honeycutt, Jillian Aaron Hopkins, Leslie Ann Ruska, Ethan Scott Huey, Alyssa Janelle Kylie Huffman, Zoe Brianne Hull, Samantha Josephine Hullinger, Brianna May Hutchison, Hannah Naomi John, Britton Kennedy Jennings, Keziah Beckwith Jones, Anna Lourdes Jump, Colin Matthias Kaiser, Ali Mahid Kareem, Megan Grace U. Karolak, Brooke Nicole Keller, Kendall Leanne Ketterer, Maria Kaylee Kaiser, Christian Andrew Knopp, Paul Jason Kramer,
Deshaun James Alexander. Alexander Jason Allen. Colin Jacob Altick. Anthony Antonio Anderson Jr. Emmanuel Deontay Barrel Anderson Jr. Joseph Michael Armstrong. Carly Lynn Arrowwood. Deja Renee Asen. Tristan Samuel Bailey. Keegan Allen Baker. Eleanor Rebecca Bain. Madison Renee Bartley. Dana Nicole Battaglia. Luis Fairman Bede. Asher David Bench. Madison Nicole Berkshire. Austin Ronald Bonneau. Kaylin Isabella Bozier. Emily Edith Boston. Ryan Alexander Boyer. Michaela Lori Brannon Oswald. Michael Warren Breslin. Brandon Allen Brown. Holly Paige Berger. Aiden Lawrence Cahill. Samuel Thomas Callanan. Evan Michael Campbell. Bobby Nicole Carnes. Adam Christopher Carter. Aaron Michael Chow. Michaela Nicole Citrino. Antonia Marie Clark. Seamus Donovan Clark. Kaylee Charlie Klein. Seven Nicholas Morrison Carreau. Tabitha Sue Cornish. Mitchell Reese Counts. Colby Wynn Craycraft. Andrew Kenton Ralph Krieger. Jansen Richard Krieger. Alexa Brielle Cruiser. Mackenzie Ann Curry. Malia Marie Dougherty. Benjamin Daniel Dittner. Abigail Elizabeth Demetriadis. Caitlin Janelle Dirksen. Matthew Eugene Delavue. Hunter James Dobbins. Samuel Douglas Donise. Francesca Talia Doninger. Cameron Bradley Dunaway. Jessica Lee Faith Duvall. Haley Nicole Dwyer. Jennifer Lee Ebbing. Joseph Daniel Enneking Lanham. Ian Irwin Erling. Sophia Jean Gibson. Sydney Grace Glenn. Jillian Shane Catherine Golden. Rachel Baylin Gonzalez. Mason Taylor Grice Tomlinson. Sophia Marie Groover. Addison Lois Ann Haas. Carter Richards Vaughn Haas. Jason Michael Hack Jr. Allison Renee Haley. Marissa Lynn Hammond. Mackenzie Nicole Haney. Thomas G. Harner. Jacob Gavin Dotson. Samuel Van Hartunian. Caleb Matthew Haas. Anna Rose Hathaway. Karen Marie Hayslip. Jonathan Donald Henry. Hannah Whale Hindi. Talon Noah Hone. Sydney Nicole Hoskins. Natalie Marie Huber. Bryson Matthew Hunter. Immaculée Ngubiri. Audrey Ishimwe Simbi. Cameron Taylor Jones. Casey Rebecca Jones. Madison Mavernine Jones. Jasmine Renee Jularot. Allison Grace Kelly. Joseph Scott Kendall. Chase Jonathan Kessler. Brandon Reed Kettler. James Alexander King. Chase Marie Knapp. Emily Elizabeth Corns. Sophia Marie Coverman. Sebastian Javier Rodriguez Herve. Lexi Briel Edipa. Brooke Marie Fisher. Stella Rose Fiscus. Raina Nicole Fletcher. Allison Marie Folkerth. Taya Renee Fox. Eric Thomas Franklin. Emily Marie Fry. Jalen Danielle Fuqua. Yvonne Furaha. John O'Neill Gakey. Brianna Nicole Gardner. Zora Salensi Gates. Isabella Celeste Gearhart. Thomas Lauren Gentry Jr. Addie Lena Gibson. Jade Hubbard. Emma Carter.
Kayla Marie Barton. Kyle Isaac Bennett. Christopher William Howell. Brady Alexander Dwayne Jensen. Hannah Dawn Jones. Leah Rose Lambert. Simone Anne Marie Laws. Sebastian Lewis. Danye Tashawn Lewis Bucks. Jackson Douglas Lightcap. Nathan D. Loesch. Victoria Hope Long. Michaela Anne Marie Lloyd. Nicholas Andrew Maggs. Riley Elizabeth Mantia. Ashley Renee Martin. Noah Mark Martin. Josue Antonio Martinez Lopez. Michaela Jean Matthews. Logan Price Mays. Scott Thomas Meckelfresh. Meadow Ann McInnes. Justin Edward McMahon. Talia Clarice Mead. Zoe Annabelle Mead. Miranda Ray Minshew. Jacob Andrew Mitchell. Madison Renee Mitchell. Khalil Gaius Moore McIntosh. Jasmine Rose Moosebrugger. Jade Amari Mosley. Jason Aaron Mosley. Carly Ann Moyer. Sean Michael Mullen. Caleb Shane Murphy. Quizera Mutebutse. McLean Christopher Neary. Charlotte Katz Nieberding. Errol Alexander No. Rima Sabando Numa. Gavin Thomas Oakley. Jonathan Christopher Oldacre. Dirkus Stefania Oliva Alvarenga. Devin Connor Orahood. Jacob Michael Owens. Jared Timothy Parsons. Lauren Nicole Patchett. Lilith Rain Paxton. Matthew David Pennington. Anna Karen Perez. Kaylee Elizabeth Peters. Gwendolyn Alice Peters. Javon Michael Potts. Susan Elizabeth Polson. Timothy Vaughn Powell Jr. Bradley C. Pranitis. Ethan Christopher Protzman. Mary Emmeline Rambin Heron. Clayton Allen Ranchel. Benjamin David Randall. Sean Patrick Reichel. Madison Danae Reese. Rebecca Lee Reinhart. Maxwell Hunter Reedy. Carson Ritter Kleppinger. Chloe Elaine Rodriguez. Danielle Marie Romer. Danielle Rose Russell. Ali Saleh. Caleb Andrew Schulte. Logan Allen Schultz. Samuel Scott Schultz. Elena Marie Screven. Andrea Gail Searles. Muath Ahmad Shalash. Jacqueline Ann Sherrick. Kari Diane Demi Shimon. Caleb Michael Neely Schaus. Juliana Elizabeth Schultz. David Charles Slavinsky. Jacob Shane Slomko. Lucas Bradley Smith. Zachary Gavin Snodgrass. Darian Sodaway. John Lee Sparks, Hillary Michelle Spittler, Aiden Riley Stafford, Gabriel Dannon Stone, Carrie Ann Stout, Kobe Lee Stover, Ryan Gregory Stroud, Aiden Karana Sullivan, Caitlin Marie Sullivan, Peyton Lee Swallow, Madeline Claire Sweat, Trenton Wayne Taylor, Abigail Jewel Tharp, Colin Allen Thomas, Caroline Elaine Thompson, Christopher Lee Thompson, Caitlin Elizabeth Thompson, Emma Ruth Timberlake, Carter Dean Tipton, Ethan Michael Tipton, Mallory Renee Toe, Trevor James True, Zachary Daniel Lee Tucker, Ella Sophia Tweddle, Fabrice Uwihie Gawe, Edgardo Saul Valadez, Michael Richard Valencia, Hunter Eva Louise Vasquez, Felicity Serena Vidal, Philip Nicholas Vittorio, Zachary Michael Von Richter, Deja Serenity Wallace, Elijah James Randall Warnock, Jacob Philip Waskey, Kennedy Ann Taylor Watson, Jared Franklin Watson, Makira Nicole Webster, Luke Elliott Wetzel, Olivia Catherine Weymouth, Miles Avery White, Elijah Bradley Williams, Dominic Matthew Willis, Lindsay Marie Winfield, Cody Seth Wintrow, Sophie Claire Wyrick, Caitlin Marie Wright, Sarah Evelyn Zimmerman.
Marcus Jasper Adams, Aiden Rains Alexander, Justin Dale Alexander, Sierra Diana Michelle Allen, Tiba J. Alcide, Alani Myria Anderson, Taylor Lynn Birchfield, Caleb Roman Silas Clark, Tori Marie Cross, Liberty Louise Cull, Maxwell James Davis, Corey Durham, Skylar Renee Estes, Austin Nathaniel Fallis, Olivia Maylin Fior, Aaliyah Michelle Hanselman, Justin Edmund Harrison, Evan Clayton Haskins, Campbell Scott Amos Johnson, Jacob Dylan Latchford, Sydney Nicole Lawrence, Abigail Maylin Leandro, Nathan Joseph Levitt, Caleb Lewis Lemasters, Munfung Lee, Danielle Nicole Liddy, Luke Joseph Leininger, Nathan Zachary Long, Destiny Desiree Loafman, Aiden Lewis Lovely, Parker Dale Lucas, Noah Allen Moss, Mario Antonio Machado, Michaela Dawn Mantilla, Casey Philip Marklin, Sasha Renee Marks, Eduardo Marufo Jr., Marissa Noel Martin, Heidi Grace May, Alyssa Danielle McNeilis, Thomas Allen McWilliams, Kiara Esmeralda Medina, Nathaniel Allen Meyer, Kirsten Diane Miller, Annie Elizabeth Mills, Christopher David Mix, Dunya Azad Mohiuddin, Madison Brooke Moore, Spencer Tate Morlock, Heather Marie Mundy, Sarah Mutoni, Lilianne Marie Nyman, Emmeline Marie Nielsen, Melissa Ann Northern, Elizabeth Irene Nugent, Nyabiza Nyamatuketsi, Zachary Brian Oster, Joel Harrison O'Brien, Andre Nalik O'Daniel, Kayon Miguel Oladi, Gabrielle Joan Oldfield, Brandon Michael Osterday, Evan Joseph Overholzer, Travis J. Pack, Anthony Michael Parton, Seth Jacob Peppo, Madison Eileen Perkins, Jessica Suzanne Pierce, Kirsten Mariah Pitts, Jared Michael Poorman, Kayla Paige Poorman, Christopher Douglas Porter, Jackson Thomas Reed Quinn, Victor Ramirez Mascoro, Eleni Grant Rauchi, Emily Suzanne Redding, Kelsey Paige Rednauer, Austin Jacob Rector, Nicholas George Reed, Morgan Page Reese, Alexander Hayward Riggins, Miranda Sue Robinson, Christian Andrew Roddy, Neve Thelma Rumsey, Connor Matthew Lawrence Russell, Faith Marie Ryan, Anthony Michael San Martin, Salama Cirillo Sarfino, Charles Walter Scarborough, Lauren Michelle Shond, Sean Alden Schoonmaker, Matthew James Schreck, Sasha Nicole Scott, Tyler William Scott, Corbin Michael Jeffrey Center, Ariana Patricia Sarah, Morgan Elizabeth Schaffner, Tyler Jerome Shaneyfelt, Brian William Shannon II, Kaylee Bliss Sheridan, Noah Canio Silo, Lauren Alana Silverthorne, Vishu Singh, Emma May Sipes, Kaya Elaine Slorp, Colton Jeremy Smith, Darian Ashley Smith, Abigail Lynn Smith, Hayden Gregory Smith, Logan Michael Smith, Damon Devon Smith Jr., Nevin Jason Snodgrass, Nicholas Tyler Sontag, Hannah Elise Sorrell, Carrie Joanne Soder, Samantha Jo Sowards, Anna Claire Spragg, Brenna Marie Stein, Andrew Allen Stevenson, Allison Nicole Strasberg, Callista K. Sturgill, Andrew Neil Suddeth, Aja Fotukene Sila, Michaela Grace Tackett, Sierra Rose Tate Maydall, Lauren Alicia Tackett, Madeline Rose Taphorn, Abigail Leanne Templin, Emily Irene Thomas, Catherine Scarlett Thorne, Nicholas Alexander Christian Thornwell, Kiara Joan Thornton, Jenna Morgan Tote, Tri Timen Tran, Kenton Clark Trollinger, Denzel Ryan Turner III, Seth Elliott Tyson, Joshua Wayne Euchert, Aiden Shane Wade, Jeree Shomar Walker, Dustin Anthony Walling, Hannah Christine Walters, Celeste Alexandria Walters, Zachary Mark Wallen, Ian Joseph Weber, Shelby Ray Jane Wedderburn, Lincoln Carter Whitell, Ronald Thomas West, Madeline Grace Westbeld, Jonathan William Wethington, Owen Hughes Whitman, Larkin Faye Wilkins, Grace Elaine Wilhelm, Trenton Markel Williams, Gregory O'Neill Williams III, Gabrielle Brienne Wilson, Macy Lynn Wilson, Molly Rose Weimer, Elijah Joe Wireman, Kaylin Wise, Ethan Taylor Witt, Elizabeth Rose Jones Wright, Sydney Elaine Wright, Michaela Faith Webben, Colin Wilson Euchre, Caitlin Eve Youngblood, Keenan Vaughn, Riley Summers.
On behalf of the Kettering Board of Education and the faculty and staff of the Kettering City Schools, graduates of the class of 2020, you've made it. This year has brought you so many challenges and, yes, many successes as well. The class of 2020 has numerous accomplishments in the areas of academics, athletics, and the arts. And for this, you should be so very, very proud. So too should you take pride in the way the class of 2020 has handled the pandemic with amazing class, patience, and kindness. It is my hope that you will see this experience and time in your lives as an opportunity to make yourselves stronger, more resilient to the challenges you are meeting now and in the future. Thank you to our Kettering families, to the Kettering community, for all of the support and love you have shown to this very, very special class of 2020. Thank you, Fairmont High School class of 2020, for all you have done for our community and our school district. We look forward to following your futures and your many successes. Congratulations.
I wish it need not have happened in my time, said Frodo.
So do I, said Gandalf, and so do all who live to see such times.
But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide
is what to do with the time that is given us.